How do you think about kind of scaling the team and making those first critical hires and then developing the right kind of reporting structure to allow you to get leverage over your operations?
Yeah. So I think that the first question is to understand the difference between what you need today versus what you're going to need 2 years from now or whatever it is, like in a good short period of time. And also, what are the ways that you solve the problems that you need today? Because sometimes, the pain hurts so much right now that you just want to get the function filled. And this idea of like, okay, am I putting a Band-Aid on something that really hurts right now because I don't know, my product development is kind of behind schedule or something like that, but not thinking about, okay, what am I going to need 12 months from now, 18 months from now? I think first of all, having that distinction is important. Knowing when you're hiring a Band-Aid versus when you're hiring for the longer term or somebody who can scale. And when you're hiring somebody who can scale, it's not just the caliber, somebody's super experienced and they're going to be able to scale. It's more like, do you also have the job for somebody with that caliber to be interested and grow into and grow with so that they stick with you the next 18 months? So I think that's the first conversation around, okay, what do you need? And today's need may be very different than 18 months from now. And it's going to change very quickly. And then the other piece too is, what is the job? Right? Because sometimes somebody will say, I need a better VP of sales. And then like, okay, why do you think you need a better VP of sales? Oh, because, sales cycle is really long. Like, okay, fair. And then you actually start drilling down and you realize that sales cycle is long, not because the salesperson is not bringing leads, but because they're actually not able to position the product in a way that it resonates with the customer. So it's actually a product marketing issue than a sales issue. It's not a sales motion, bring me the leads, figure out what the steps are, move things to the steps. It's like, you're just not able to land the story. So as you kind of go down, it's like, okay, what is the job? You actually, sometimes you think that you need a function, but when you don't think about what that person is going to do, you're actually missing out on an opportunity.
The example you give, I've seen them many times too. I've been on board calls and it's like, do the customers really deeply understand what we're offering? Like, can they communicate the concept to their boss so that it gets pushed through? If it's a enterprise sales, like, is the value prop clear? I see that time and time again with entrepreneurs.
Yeah. And, that idea of like, how can you help your customer become a hero? That's so valuable.
Yeah.
Help that person on the other side become a hero and do their product better. Really unlocks a lot of stuff. So another thing that we actually spent a lot of time working on is what we call founder role design. Because something really cool that happens around the supercritical stage, and I think the lifestyle, comparison is actually teenage years, right? You're not a full grown up yet, but like you're becoming a grown up, and there's evolution. And the supercritical stage is kind of like that for companies. So the founder role actually changes, right? Because like before you started doing everything, and you have very few people doing a bunch of jobs, but actually figuring out, man, I'm the CEO. I can actually design the job I want to have when this company is at scale. So what am I really amazing at? What are the type of people I want to surround myself with in terms of skill sets to actually allow me to do the things that I am amazing at? And very few CEOs are deliberate about that, their own role design. They think so much about the org, they don't think about themselves. And I'll give you an example, right? So we have one company that we invested in has now 130 people. And it became time for them to bring in a CRO to really take revenues even further. And they weren't finding a good match. The company's really exciting, great VCs, great opportunity, but it was really hard for them to actually find a good match for the chief revenue officer function. And then when we actually started talking to the CEO about, okay, what is really that you're looking for in a CRO and what is your own superpower, the CEO realized, man, I'm a closer. I love actually going in and closing the deals. What I need is somebody who will bring me leads and will kind of do that plowing for me so I can go in and close. And they actually changed because of that realization of the CEO of like, man, I'm a closer. I want somebody who can pass me the ball so I can score. I'm kind of like Romario, pass me the ball so I can make the goal. Then they changed the profile of CRO that they were looking for, and the search then became really successful.
Yeah, it makes sense. And I think doubling down on your strength is such an important thing. I remember being CEO. Every CEO has first-time CEOs, massive imposter syndrome, like you feeling uncomfortable you're at the board meeting and like you've never presented before, and then there's all these emotions that happen when you're an entrepreneur and you haven't been there before. But there are certain skill sets, like, I wasn't great at the finance arm, and the investors were clear about it. Like, Nico Sakazi told me, he's like, we didn't invest in you because you're some kind of financial guru. We liked your leadership skills and your ability to recruit and these other things. So I think having clarity and doubling down on your strengths it's something so important for founders to do, because everyone has their superpower.
That's right. And also things that you just don't want to do. And there are important jobs. I know of people that like don't like managing other people. So then you really need a COO or somebody that will actually manage people, because managing people is so important, right? And it's a critical job, and not every CEO needs to do everything or be good at everything. And I think being upfront about, okay, what are the things that I shine? And also like, what are the things that I do or don't want to do? It's really, really important.
And I think that understanding and being honest with yourself about what you're good at, and then doubling down on your strengths, and then, being able to ask for help is important, because you can't, supplement the team if you're not clear on, where are those areas that you need support.